in high-low. He's obviously spreading goodwill and compassion to everyone he meets, and for that reason, and because as an individual he single-handedly has been able to accomplish so much. He's been given the title as a Hawaiian hemp hero, and so Roger, all I can say is back in Louisville, Kentucky, our hats are off to you, and we'll be following you on the internet, and it's going to be extremely interesting to see just how far you can go with this new approach, the THC ministry.
It's doing very well so far. Thank you for your acknowledgement. I appreciate you coming and visiting, Patrick. It's a delight having you here.
Thank you.
And a way to spread this good message to many people far and wide. All the best, you people back in Kentucky and wherever you are that are watching this. You too can have the beautiful cannabis hemp plant in your life and all the benefits that come with it. And all the best to you. Aloha.
Aloha.
And I'll be forwarding that, and if that's not forthcoming, then I guess maybe we'll see that trial tomorrow. Great. All the best, Brian.
Roger, do you mind telling me just a little bit about that phone call? I'm sorry, I was trying to capture it, but you were talking to the prosecutor of a...
Right, of one of my ministry, a new ministry member. Actually, he's joined since he was arrested at the Honolulu airport in October. Tomorrow is his trial, and he called me for some advice a couple of weeks ago, and I said that as his new minister, I would jump into the case with both feet and call the prosecutor's office and try and make the case go away, because he is now part of the Hawaii Cannabis Ministry, and we're backed by a state of Hawaii Department of Health license. My license as a cannabis minister is my intention to cover all my practitioners in the ministry. And so I wanted to make a phone call and talk person to person to the actual prosecutor in the case. And it's more than a plea bargain. My intention was to make the case go away and get it dismissed before trial tomorrow, which is 1 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon.
Oh, wow. What did he say?
He said to make a motion. He says that sounds like a good defense to prosecution, and that he would recommend that this defendant's attorney file a motion based on religious defense immediately.
Really?
And if it's filed tomorrow, because it's such a late hour, it would be called a late filing, and it would be best if it was filed today.
I see.
So I'm going to call the defendant and the practitioner, and he's newly ordained and a new member of the Hawaii Cannabis Ministry, and I want him to face his situation with as much confidence as possible, since in the Hawaii Cannabis Ministry it's mandatory to test positive, it's mandatory to use cannabis. It's advantageous to have it available to us for religious practice whenever we feel the desire in private. And this gentleman was happening to be carrying 5 joints worth on a trip from Honolulu to Maui and was caught at the airport. And we have been 100% successful up to this point with defending our members. So I wanted to offer this to the prosecution and let the prosecutor know that this was not going to be an easy case at all, and that I'm suggesting that he dismisses the case. And he said that he would be open to that as long as he sees a motion to that effect. So I'm going to work for a ministry member like I do for any ministry member, and hope to throw a body block in this prosecution, and in other words, enlighten the government and educate the prosecution that this is a losing case for them.
Did he by chance pull out the card like, remember you were talking about Dracula? And
right, he wasn't a ministry member at this time. This is what I'm doing in arrears.
Oh, I see.
This is much trickier
to
do. And so he had virtually no defense. As most cannabis people do, they have no adequate defense to prosecution at point of arrest.
And without a defense, what would be the sentence in this kind of
This,
situation?
fortunately, is a petty misdemeanor since it's under 1 ounce, and I believe he could get as much as 1 year in jail and a $1,000 fine. But his bail was only $50, which is an indicator or a significator of the seriousness of the case. And $50 bail is very small, so that's an indicator. And I'm going to have to get to the post office immediately, if not sooner, and mail off this package to another person.
All right.
Run out the door. If I can get myself organized enough to do so.
What are you looking for on the agenda? Marijuana eradication reports?
Report from the police, the monthly reports of how many plants they eradicated last month and how many citizen complaints they tallied.
And who are you speaking with on the phone right now?
The
Is this the police department?
county council office. Yeah, eradication, marijuana eradication mission reports. Probably for the month of December. Okay, thank you very much. Very interesting. See ya. Okay, it's not on the agenda, so this is the first meeting of the new year for the Finance Committee. It sounds like they're not obeying the law that was, the resolution that was passed last year.
What's not on the agenda?
The marijuana eradication reports from the police department to the council and the representatives of the people, to let the people know how many marijuana plants were eradicated in the month of November. I believe it's a month behind, and how many citizen complaints came in that month because of the eradication program. They've been doing those monthly reports open to the public, and that's an opening for us because that item is on the agenda of the Finance Committee meeting. That's an opening for statements from the public on items on the agenda. At the beginning of every committee meeting and full council meeting, the public gets to speak their mind on the upcoming items for that day's meeting. And this sounds like the first month in about a year since this resolution was passed that the council and the vice department are not upholding the law of putting these on the record. So now I'm going to call the vice department and ask them why they're not inserting this on the agenda, why this didn't get on for this month's meeting. So
Okay.
That's my next phone call here. I believe Lieutenant Tavares left the office. I don't know who runs it. Thank you. So we're calling to find out who's running the vice office now, since Lieutenant Henry Tavares, who's been in charge for the last 3 years, apparently has been transferred or promoted. Yes, aloha. Roger Christie calling? Hey, hi. I'm checking with the Finance Committee and County Council to see if the eradication report was on the agenda for this month, and I don't notice it. I was wondering if you know when it's going to be coming up. I see, okay. No. Meeting to go to just yet. Got it. Yeah, no need go using gas money. Mission, the lieutenant just told me, and it ended December 19th. It was just the week before Christmas. And they have 1 month to file the report with the county council. So that 1 month will be up